Hello student, welcome back in today's political science class. So let us start today's session. Today we will start chapter number 9, that is last chapter of your book, that is recent development in Indian politics. So before starting this chapter, let us discuss some important topics which were responsible for the Indian politics after 1980. So these five major topics they need to understand for understanding the concept of Indian political system. So one by one we will see. The first is end of Congress system in 1989. If you will study Indian political system, you will see after 1989, this is the first time in Lok Sabha elections, the Congress was not able to win the majority. So the concept of coalition government was emerged in Indian politics. So that was a big change in Indian system, or it was a big phenomena. Second, Mandal issue in 1990. Mandal Commission, that was very important incident which occurred in 1990. So this Mandal Commission, they recommended for the reservation for OBC in India. 27% reservation is recommended for other backward classes. So who are these other backward classes? They are socially and economically backward, and they are other than SC and ST. You can remember that in our constitution there was a provision of reservation for SC and ST only, but after many years of independence it was observed there are some other categories and castes which need to be uplifted, and they were given other backward class. The name was given other backward class, and that reservation was implemented. So when this Mandal Commission's report was implemented by VP Singh, so there was a turmoil in the country, there was a violence, and people who are in the favor of this they were supporting, and some general categories, because they are most sufferer by implementing of these, because earlier SC/ST reservation was there, then this OBC reservation, so number of opportunities were decreased for general categories, so they were not willing to implement this. So there were clashes, and um, disputes were there. Next, new economic reforms in 1991. So new economic reforms in 1991 means, and that was the era of globalization. In the previous lectures you have studied one chapter, globalization, of that world politics book. The globalization, this 1990s era, that was dedicated to globalization, and India was also the part of this globalization process at that time, and some economic reforms were being done. Next is the most famous Ayodhya dispute in 1992. India's politics was revolving around this Ayodhya dispute during that period. Some political parties, so they are having their main agenda related to this Ayodhya. Actually, what is that Ayodhya dispute? There was a structure on which some Muslim community was claiming that it is related to them, and one Babri Masjid is there. It is their property, and some Hindu sentiments were also related. They were claiming there was a Ram Mandir, and one there was a time when this communal rights were occurred in the Indian politics due to this Ayodhya dispute. So that was also a major issue. Next is assassination of Rajiv Gandhi in 1991. In Rajiv Gandhi, one of the youngest and dynamic prime minister he was considered, but unfortunately he was assassinated by some uh, anti-terrorist group of Sri Lanka, that is anti-nationalist group of Sri Lanka, that is LTTE. They took the charge for the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi because they were not happy with the involvement of Rajiv Gandhi during their conflicts of Sinhalas and Tamil speaker, because Rajiv Gandhi sent the Indian army to control that situation at that time, and they thought ki Rajiv Gandhi or the Indian government is against of this, that's why they assassinated. him. After that, the era of coalition government alliance politics came into picture, and this coalition government, as you know, it is a group of two or more than two political party when come together to form government, that is known as coalition government. The situation arises when a single party is unable to win the majority, and this alliance, some alliances, some pre-poll alliances are there, means before election they tie with each other, and some after poll alliances are there. So after 1989, so the first time in Indian politics, this coalition government came into picture, but in state or regional level that was prevalent before that time. So now we will see, there is a picture in your book, page number 179. If you will see the NCERT book, and there is a page number 179. This is the picture. This picture is very important to understand the whole chapter or the present political situation. You can see after 1989, VP Singh, Chandrasekhar, they led the alliance front, but not able to run the government or for the full term or full tenure. Then Narasimha Rao, with the support of this Congress and AIADMK, they completed their tenure. PV Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister. Again, BJP, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the minority government was there in 1996, May to June, but not able to complete because it was a minority government. If you will see this picture, or if you will study the concept, you will see this BJP government is trying to increase their influence and power in Indian political system. So finally, in 2000, in 1999, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he formed the government uh, under the alliance of NDA, National Democratic Alliance, with the other political party. BJP formed the alliance and completed full term in 1999 to 2004. Again, UPA. This NDA and UPA nowadays, they are the main key player in the Indian political system to form the government. NDA is led by BJP and UPA is led by Congress. So you need to understand this, who are the supporter of NDA and who are the supporter of UPA, which are responsible for making or breaking the government. So in 2004 to 14, Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister, and that was a UPA government. And after 2014 to till date, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi is there representing NDA. So BJP led government or alliance is there. So this is all about today's session. In the next lecture, we will discuss more explanation related to the topic. Till then, keep reading the chapter and note down your doubts. We'll take in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.